My name is Patricia Sukore. I'm the founder of Patricia Sukore Foundation for Women and Children. My mission is to ensure that as many women and girls as possible are educated in the area of tech. With my online class coupled with my physical class, I believe I will be able to fulfill this mission. In our last classes, we learned about the essentials in an HTML file. And I remember that I promised that in subsequent classes, we'll be learning about building web pages. So in today's video, we are going to be learning about building a web form in form of a questionnaire. So I want you to like my channel. I want you to share. I want you to comment, and I want you to subscribe. So first off, I'm going to create a file for the form that we are going to make in our HTML file. I'm going to name it questionnaire.html. Okay, press my enter. Then it comes here. Since we are going to load our CSS for the design, remember I said that the CSS and JavaScript will be loaded in the head. And before we go to that, I also told us earlier that whenever you come to an HTML environment and you want to start a project, you don't need to type in all the essentials. All you just need to do is to go here, press your shift, your exclamation mark, then press enter. Voila. Then everything comes up. You see the doc type, the HTML main tag, the meta chassis with the UTF-8, everything comes out. So all we just need to do is to fill in the gap of all the other things that we need to fill in. Now, in the head, remember I told you that whatever is in the head does not display on our web page. We need to put in our link, our CSS link in the head tag. We need to put our CSS link in the head tag. Style sheets. With the hyperlink reference of styles .css. So that's it for now. We are still going to load in the CSS, the main CSS styling into the head. But for now, we are done with the head. We'll now go to the body. We are going to make a web form, a questionnaire for the foundation. So we are done with the head. We'll come down to the body. And okay, let me also, I'm not sure I talked about language in my previous video. To ensure that the language that will be reflected on our web page is English, in our main, we are still talking about the head now. In the main HTML tag, we'll just need to put in lang, representing language, with a value of en that represents English. So that is that. Then we come down to the body. We come down to the body. We are going to put in a title. So for that, we're going to give it a title. Remember, I told you that H1 is highest in priority, highest than H2, H3 to 6. So it's the highest in priority. Um, so we are going to give it an ID title, and our title is going to be questionnaire for Patricia Socorre Foundation for Women and Children. So that's a title. That's our title. We are going to have a short description in a P element with an ID of description. We're going to have short description in a P element with an ID of description. So in between the P tags, I'm going to put in what the reason for the description, what the description is all about. That's what the web form is going to be all about. I would like to know how you rate to know how you rate the services of Patricia Socorre Foundation for Women and Children. So we are going to have a form element also with an ID of questionnaire. We are going to have a form element. Under this form element, all other things will come under it. We are going to have a form element with an ID of questionnaire. Inside the form element, we are going to have a select drop down element inside the form element. So we are going to bring this down. We are going to have a select with an ID drop down. So this drop down indicates that there's going to be a selection. So that's why we put this select elements. So we are going to have okay, we're going to have an option, or we are going to have two options really. Option male, another option female, which means they're going to choose whether they are male or female. Okay, so inside the form element still, we are going to have name, email, and age labels that describe the purpose of each field. Also inside the form elements, we are going to have name, email, and age placeholders that gives description and instructions for each of the field. So for this, we are going to start with our div. We are going to start with our div. Div means division. Okay. So inside this div, we're going to have class, attributes of class with a value of input elements. Then we are going to have a label. We're going to have a label with an ID of name. So this will be reflected on our web page. The name, it's a label. We are still going to do the placeholder that will come under it. So ID of the label of name, then an input element, so a placeholder with the value of name, ID of name and type text. So anything aside text will not be taken. So we are indicating that whatever is entered into our placeholder should be text. So for purpose of it being only text, we are going to put our required here.